Good morning, everybody. Actually, it's noon out here, and this is Jewelry Talk. Susan Lenart here. Jewelry Talk is I'm a silversmith, a goldsmith, but this is all about the other side to being a jeweler. You know, really in ways of being clear, learning about different cultures, learning about different styles, being brave enough to go out there and really put your real style out there into the world. Jewelry Talk is all about just Aztec jewelry, Victorian jewelry, you know, just jewelry all over the world, how it's worn, how it's performed, how it's, you know, the meanings of all of it, the language of jewelry, literally. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. There's Christina. Hi, you guys. I'm actually in the studio, hectic today. We're getting all ready for a big sale that I have coming up November 27th, and I'm getting ready for Mexico. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get as much studio time as I possibly can. You know, when you really get inspired, it's like it's so good. Hi, you guys. Good morning. Oh my gosh, nice to see you. Good morning, you guys. Welcome, welcome for all these new people that joined Intentional Metalsmithing. My heart is warm for you. I've had so many new people here, and I want to make sure I got on. You know, it's the end of the year, and it's when I really take more of my trips or my longer trips. You know, if I teach any other time, they're like boom, boom, boom. But, you know, for me, the way I set up my schedule is by the time I get into the fall, I can unwind a little bit. It's been a busy year, and you know, I can really do some lengthy trips to get inspiration. So, you know, at the beginning of the year, I start off with really kind of delivering and doing hardcore work and organizing and all of that. And then as I get into my October, it's a nice way to set it up. There's Sherry. I was talking, oh, there's Brooke. There's Brooke Casmer. She thinks her mom looks beautiful. Oh my gosh. Hi, Brooke. It's so nice to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys. So it's really nice in October. I have one more trip that I'm doing this year in Mexico. But, you know, it's like I started off this year really getting my Shopify nice and secure. And it's like such a rhythm you have. I did a lot of content, like showing up with you guys. So it's like, you know, I think I'm just talking a little bit about your setup of business. This was a business year for me with setup, which is kind of interesting. Still pretty creative too. So, you know, I have a lot of good things planned for next year, but, I talked about you yesterday, Sherry. Sherry has, so anyone who's in Intentional Metalsmithing, I want to remind people again, you can sell all of your work in Intentional Metalsmithing on Fridays. And Sherry has some really good Kona shell, or not, yeah, she has some really good Kona shell, which are these. I bought these from Sherry, actually even out in, out in Morocco. And here's a piece. I couldn't wait to get in my studio and start building, you know, with colors. Oh my God, I was so excited to see my gems again, you know, after being away in Morocco. Everything is one color in Morocco, that dusty kind of, you know, this white color. So, so that was really fun. So anyway, back in my studio, I'm just going to tell you guys my goals, and hopefully, you know, I'm always here to try to inspire people and talk about different cultures or different jewelry. Today, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. One of them, I wanted to talk about pricing your jewelry. You know, a couple questions come up about how to price your jewelry, how to build your jewelry, how to take a body of work and break it down into smaller pieces. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that today. It always helps me when people kind of pop in or, you know, email me or text me or put it in the group and ask questions about things. And yesterday this question came up in Intentional Metalsmithing. And I had a really good one yesterday too with the large group. So if you're in IM, you can always go back in and watch that one. I've got on my current jewelry today. I was actually a little bit lucky because for a short period of time, I have some of my Milan pieces that came back again. Oh my gosh, this makes me feel so good to see all of my large pieces again that have all the complexities of everything in the course. And, you know, so just from looking at when I have a piece like this sitting in my studio, which when I do a workshop, I'm always encouraging people just to build from your heart, just to build a large piece, even if you're gonna never wear it again. Because if I have this on my wall, I can, and there's the back of it, you know, I can be inspired. I can go back in and look and see where I have twisted wire together, what type of gem combinations, how I've, you know, really made hollow space and hollow form, how I've used, you know, just my scrap to do different pieces. It's so, so inspiring not to sell all of your pieces or not to have all of them go by the wayside. You know what I mean? So that's like one of the suggestions I would say to people is keep your jewelry around. It's like for me, my jewelry is my talisman. Hello. Oh, thank you so much. My jewelry is my talisman. And I just pulled this small collection out of my house, which I miss it already. I love having my jewelry around me in my house. It makes me feel good. It's part of me, you know? Yesterday in Intentional Metalsmithing, I talked a lot about the clearing and coming in and the intention and really letting your real self shine through and do your authentic work, whether somebody is thinking it looks crazy or what, you know? I remember when I did a piece, it was the figurative piece that was called The Key to Freedom is in your head, and I actually have that on my website. But I remember I built that piece. My kids were so young, and I showed my husband, and I was going on to PBS. I was going on to public television the next day, and I was like, what do you think? Do you think I could wear this piece? And my husband was like, there was a dial on it. There was like a dial, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, all right, if you put 420, set 420 on the dial, then you can wear it. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, it means it's time to smoke pot, you know, back 10 years ago. So I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, that piece, even though, you know, figuring out figurative was so foreign to me, I was shaky. When you're working out new ideas, you get a little shaky, you know, but you just have to put it out there with your new ideas. And that piece actually won an award from Dr. Robert Liu, and it traveled on a museum collection. So that was pretty cool. That piece got a lot of attention. But it's when you have that real shakiness is when you wonder how things are going to turn out, you know? So I actually have a couple of my pieces with me, and I told you guys I did want to talk about, in my Mexico course, you know, this is what I want to talk about. Look, this is done with the leather up top. This is done, you know, will this piece ever get me the money that it cost to create? You know what I mean? It's like, I'd have to charge $20,000 for this piece. You know what I mean? It's like when you put together your masterpieces or your large pieces, this is the piece that was worn in a performance. People will ask me, how many hours did you put in it? And I'm just like, you know, I could probably get the same amount of money for this piece right here than I could for the whole necklace. You know what I mean? So these pieces I just really build because they're powerful. Hi Diane, nice to see you. They're the powerful pieces. They're the pieces that are here to remind me of my history, to remind me of what jewelry is all about, you know, and that really is in performance and all of that. But from this piece here, I wanted to show you guys, then you move into the wearable pieces. I'm kind of in love with these two little earrings. I know I always switch out. I think I really love the fragility of them, the shape, the form. I always talk to everyone about what's your shape, what's your form. You know, I'm actually just got done doing some writing as we're wrapping up this book finally. Hi, Susan. Oh, oh, yay! Oh my gosh. Oh, wait a second. Who is this? Who is Dig My Jewelry? Is that Billy or is that Linda? So our group from Morocco that we had, we are all in love with each other, aren't we, guys? It was such a beautiful group. Like, we all were there as women to support each other. And again, it made me think about women and jewelry and community and all of that. You know, I realized that in my life, you know, when I was in Morocco teaching, when I'm in Mexico teaching, when I'm teaching my intentional metalsmithing, I'm really putting myself into my work. I really want to set people up for as much success as possible. I've had a long life of all different markets, you know, and it's really, really kind of interesting. I did a lot of talks about these, and I'm going to start getting a lot of these sectioned out so people can, you know, get in and just start watching some of these shorter sections, like jewelry pricing, like, you know, if you wanted to, or tools, or assembly, or ergonomics, where you're keeping your body, you know, or meditation. There's all different types of stuff like this. Oh, thank you. So here's also one of the rings, you know, in being fearless and putting yourself forward. All the new book is, well, you know, right when you get to the end of it, we're getting to the end of it. We just printed it out. I'm looking through the whole book and seeing what I need moved around and what's what. Christina and I have been working so hard this year, and it's really kind of fun to see all these beautiful photos come together as a still, you know, so you guys will get to see it really soon. I'm really excited. So I talked about, so, you know, in breaking your pieces down. Now, I showed you guys the whole stick piece, and I told you really I wouldn't be able to make very much money from that piece. But, you know, my earrings, when I do pieces like this, how do you price things, you know? You know, this is where my money, if I needed to make money from a piece, this is where my money would come from with the piece. Because if there is a piece that is a movie star in themselves, you know, is when this went to Milan Fashion Week, you know, little pieces and parts of that look are just little charms that really are wearable. And when I wear these, I think of the bigger piece, and I think of the performance piece. So it's a good talisman for me of movement, of communication, of performance, you know, of love, of power, of strength. You know, one piece can represent, darn, that laptop crashed. Oh, okay. Sherry's gonna have her Kona shells up here in a few weeks. Look, Sherry, I already made one out of here. Now, I showed you guys this piece too. So how do you know, what this piece signifies to me, you know, I might pull out druzy rings like this. I might pull out, you know, from this one piece, you can replicate this over and over again. I replicated earrings that look like this. Did I bring them over? I'll show you guys towards the end. I think they're over there. But, you know, this, if you see this piece here, it's kind of familiar of this same piece that I have here. So it like gives you, when you're really working out your large things, it gives you your powerful shapes, color, form. You know, you're gonna work in the same body of work while you're in the same frame of mind. Oh, thank you so much. This was my Milan Jewelry Week, which was set back like a year and a half. So it was supposed to be a year ago in October, and we were all set for it. Oh my gosh, we did so much work to get there, and you know, with photography and everything, and then then it was like delayed. We're gonna do it in June. Now it's not even gonna happen until October of 22. So I actually got my pieces back, and I'm using them in a photo shoot. Why not, right? So here actually is, I'll show you guys. This is actually the bracelet that was worn in the piece. But you know, I want to say that usually in work, I love doing things bracelet size. When I used to do a lot of the talisman bracelets, it's pretty reasonable. I could wear it as a bracelet, but I really wouldn't wear it as a bracelet, but it would be so fabulous as a necklace, and it'd be enough. You know, it really would be enough. You don't need it everywhere, right? Is this enough, you guys, or is this not enough? But, you know, it has a lot of these cones, and whenever I put these in, I make an excess. So I'll have some of these in my, I'll actually have some of these in this upcoming sale, because you always have an excess. You know, for me, I prepare for a larger amount, and I'll have an excess, you know? So anyway, so in pricing your work, for me, I don't use here's the regular formula. Oh, thank you. Enough, woman, enough. It's enough. Okay. So, you know, when you're pricing your work, how do you price your work? For one, it's like when you have a piece that is super special that you'll never make again, never find the elements again. You know, this was a really tall spine, and I will never make this again. And it's not very practical. It's not really sealed very well. I really like the bone of it. It's not a practical piece. It's not a piece you wear in the shower. This piece I would price higher, and I literally would, when this ring does sell, I have to bring it back to Milan, but when this ring does sell, it will go with the jewelry stand, so I can sit, so the person who does collect it, there are some people that collect your work, my work. Oh, hi, Brenda. Nice to see you. How's it in Florida now? I would deliberately keep it. Okay, so for me, the way I price my jewelry is I need to shed jewelry. I've always been that way. I can't hoard. So for me, sometimes if I have too much jewelry, I need to let go of a body of work so I can free my mind. Hi, Madeline. So I can free my mind. Love my shop. Thank you. Yes, Lisa, all of this will be on. Oh my God, I have so many things for you guys, but I'll talk about that more towards the end. I want to, about the shop this weekend. But thank you so much though. Well, this is the piece that was on the performance there. And so for me, it's like I'm a person that always needed to shed pieces, and I used to work feverishly and quickly in my studio, and I could do a lot of work when I was doing a lot of cold joints and things like that. So I priced my pieces so they can sell, because I needed them to sell, to be able to feel free and create another body of work. So my pieces were, people would say, hey, your pieces are priced low. And I was like, but this is what I'm comfortable with. So when I talk about pricing pieces, I talk about it from an intuitive level on what your market can take, how many followers you have, how much time you put into it, really. But oh, thank you so much, April. Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, we have such beautiful people who are doing really cool work in intentional metalsmithing too. So yeah, here's all the. Oh, I must have dropped those other pieces I had. Here, let me grab these earrings for you guys. I need to show you this body of work. Why I moved these today. So I showed you guys the shapes that was in the other piece. So when you're creating a body of work, you really want to move these over into all different shapes and sizes. These, I was so into earrings last year. I really wanted some big, dramatic pieces. I wear these for drama. They actually have ear cuffs on them, so they're still comfortable. So that's kind of cool. But this is exactly like a smaller version of the big, long necklace, but it still is a large version. I could actually do a couple pendants like these too, So thank you, Madeline. Oh my gosh, don't worry. I have some people who are some collectors, and I actually started, here's another tip then, because I'm talking about collecting. I have people who are really fans of my jewelry and collecting my jewelry. So for me, it's like people are falling into place, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I realize I need to have the courtesy to offer pieces, the big pieces, the one-of-a-kind pieces, to those people first, and that's really an important element. And I used to do that when I had, how I pay it forward to others. Yeah, thank you. Oh, of course I do. Oh my gosh, listen, for me, one of my commitments when I started intentional metalsmithing or talking about jewelry talk is that I'm really, if you don't know my work, in the past couple of years, I've done a lot of yoga and a lot of searching and a lot of clearing and a lot of undoing. And for me, it's one of the things that came up for me was that I really need to show up and be here for other people. I have done high-end markets at museum exhibits. I've done American Craft Council shows. I've done commercial retail high-end jewelry with Nordstrom, Improving Connection, and Banana Republic. And then I've done, people know my industrial chic line that was really commercial, made in China, that people still collect. So it's I kind of have a wealth of information. Mine all came intuitively. I work intuitively through my life. I have Christina who works with me. There she is right there. Oh, Christina, she's been very lucky to collect my pieces. Christina, I may not be offering them to you first, but you might get some. She has some of my really good ones. So I know you do, Madeline. That's why I started thinking about you. It's going to be so much fun. Hey, there's Barb in here. Nice to see you, Barb. So, so the thing is that, oh my God, what was I just saying? About really keeping your work with you, pricing things in this way. When since I have done a lot of those markets, I have some other things that I'm working on with this course. And to me, I have found in life through my studies in the past couple of years that if we can be, it helps me if you're healthy. It helps me if my son's girlfriend is healthy. You know what I mean? Like, it helps me if the world is healthy. It helps me if my workers are healthy. It helps me. We all help each other in that way. So in our group with Intentional Metalsmithing, it's a very encouraging, supportive group. And I am grateful for all you guys for being that way. We're not taking away from each other. I'm here to be at service. I love seeing new jewelers come in. I love seeing beautiful jewelers grow their work. We all have a different voice to offer. And if we can find, what we love, whether it's music, whether it's jewelry making, whether it's, artwork or any type of a creative force, any type of a creative medium, and you work through this creative medium, your life will be enriched. So like my dad, he was a CPA, he had film on the side, loved film, and it enhanced his work that he did. Then he loved actually his work in the office as a CPA too. So it's really, a breath of, thank you so much, Janie. Love me, love you too. Mwah. I really love, so it's like for me in the morning, I'm starting a membership in January, and I'm really working out so many cool ideas that I'm super excited about, you guys, because, Cabo San Lucas, lucky person there. Oh my gosh, how amazing is that? Thank you for joining me from so far away. Oh my gosh. Well, you would love a lot of this lighter, it's people from around the world. It's so interesting because from Cabo San Lucas, you're going to see such a brighter, different style than you're going to see in New York, than you're going to see in California, than you're going to see, jewelry is so fascinating. I have been studying it for 25 years, adornment. I have traveled the world and collected adornment and jewelry, and I always see brand new pieces that are so exciting to me. San Francisco, thank you. Nice to see you. I mean, when I was just in Morocco, this is one of the pieces that I bought. But when I started studying the Moroccan jewelry a year ago and talked about it and found out the symbolism and all of this, I just offered this course that's just coming out very, very soon called On the Surface. And it's really, when I was just in Morocco, I saw this style everywhere, in Morocco. From part one. Part two will be more like these hollow forms, which is more like Israel. And all this jewelry came from the Jewish people. So thank you for that. It's very, very beautiful. So, so you guys, I am going to have the membership, and the membership is a lot about undoing, getting to your core self, not feeling threatened by other people. Or if you do feel threatened, we're human beings. Like, there's going to be times of jealousy, of course, times of feeling threatened. You see a piece that you're like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. I don't know if I could ever get there, but one of the things you have to remember is that our jewelry, when you build intentionally, is you. And sometimes you get tired of being inside your body and you want something fresh, right? But maybe sometimes when you're stuck or when you have a hard time moving forward. So, and I always like to use this quote. It's like Eric Clapton. I loved him when I was in my, 25 years old, 30, I think 25. And, he started that I Shot the Sheriff, that reggae music. He went over to Jamaica, spent time with these musicians out there, wrote I Shot the Sheriff. And it was interesting because when he put it out, we all loved it. And he came out like, I don't know, I just sound like Eric Clapton singing I Shot the Sheriff. We're like, yeah, that's what we're looking for, right? So when you study Moroccan jewelry, or when you study caging jewelry, or anything in intentional metalsmithing, trust the process that you're going to get there to your own style. You can't help but to have your style look like you when you're in your studio and doing your work. But so my membership is a lot about creativity, inspirational. I want to show more breathing techniques. I want to show undoing. I want to show getting at your core. I'm going to show a little bit more advanced techniques that are a little bit different than what we have out here in intentional metalsmithing, just working with people in a different way. So if you have any questions about that, let Christina know. Also, let me know. You love the marijuana. We're going to love Puerto Vallarta because we hear about the marijuana out there. When we were in Morocco, it was keef. It was called keef. And hookahs, so that was kind of interesting. I did get to try the hookah. It was nice because it goes, you have a cooling that goes into your lungs, with water. So I wanted to just take a couple minutes and just let you guys know that the shop, I just got, oh my God, did I get some gorgeous, gorgeous gems in my shop. If you guys are needing, for me, I always work with the fossils. I found the most beautiful rose quartz and amethyst and gorgeous cuts. Whether, it's so interesting for me because I like to see the way people cut their stones, like this one here. This is where I've actually set the stone where the point is upward and you get to see the gorgeousness of it, but it's sent differently. So if you guys are needing some gems, I have gorgeous gems. I have these gorgeous fossils here. I've got some nice peridot. I've got gorgeous, gorgeous fossils that were from Morocco that, have these beautiful shapes on there. I think for pretty good prices. I just also, like I told you guys, I'm selling off. I think you guys are gonna love these, maybe. If you guys are doing any type of commercial work, but, or kind of commercial work, these are all handmade that were extras of mine. And I have a lot of these hollow form prayer boxes that I'll have on the site. Pretty, I always like to keep things pretty reasonable. And then also I've got pieces like one of a kinds, like, oh my God, look at these. You really would have to use these as earrings. They'd be pretty heavy, but they make such a beautiful statement. And so I have some of the Indian components left that are just beautiful. And what's new, you guys, I kind of want to bring these out. I have something kind of new and fresh on there. I actually decided, I used to go to Paris every year to teach workshops, if people know. I used to go to Paris every year and I have such a beautiful collection that I'm finally ready to let go of. This is that open filigree form that I was talking about. That's going to be actually the second step too on the surface. This type of work is not found in Morocco. This is Israel and it worked its way into Paris. And I do have some gorgeous, gorgeous pieces like these. I have got marcasite. Oh my gosh, I've got gorgeous marcasite. And really, for me, it's like I just kind of have to thin down my collection. This actually is the marcasite, but look at this. It's actually could be a belt. It could be a closure. I've got some gorgeous closures in here too. So anyway, that's some of the stuff. So it's Paris Flea Market. I found all of these pieces at the Paris Flea Market. My sale is November 27th. I'll have beautiful jewelry. I'll have a gem update. It's a big one. And, I'll have components. I'll have new gems that are gorgeous, beautiful shapes. And that's it. Oh my God, the open work too. It is just like candy. I have beautiful, beautiful pieces. So it'll be the Paris updates with marcasite. It will be some of the gorgeous ancient Indian components. It'll be beautiful gems and I'll have jewelry and it'll be fun. So anyway, I hope to see you guys there. Jewelry. Thank you guys so much for showing up today. It is about 12:30 and just email us with any questions. Oh, Christina put down on there what type. You're killing me, but in a good way, Karen. You're so cute. Oh, thank you. Yes, get into your bench. And there's Barb. Yay, she joined on the surface. So you guys, I'm going out to see Barb in end of January. She actually has teaching event in Tucson, which is so much fun. I get to see you then, and I can't wait to see you. And just for fun, I'm not teaching there, but I'm just going to go out and visit and have fun. So thank you guys so much for showing up. The next time you guys see me, I'll be out in Mexico for 2 weeks. It'll be fun. We've got a really cool group. If you really want to take a 5-day class with me, think about it for next year. You know, I teach once a year there. All right, you guys, have a great day and get in your studio.